Yo, what's going on? Patris, Errol, Rodney, all just sitting around, chilling, talking NBA preview 2017-2018. We're going to dip into the Boston Celtics. We all know about the Celtics. Crazy team, crazy history, crazy past, crazy future. But you know, we're just looking at their roster now, thinking what's going down for the next season. So boys, what's happening, man? What are we thinking? What are we thinking about all this Kyrie stuff, Gordon Hayward stuff? You know what I mean? Is their roster, can it compete?
Let's get one thing straight.
All right.
Whatever roster they had last season, they no longer have that.
So who left? Who left their team?
Okay. People that have left: Isaiah, Jay Crowder.
What's the Canadian guy?
The guard that's gone to Boston.
Bradley's gone.
Bradley. So he gone to Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, they gonna miss Bradley.
Yeah.
So, you know what I think with this roster, you got a lot of unproven commodities. Kyrie's got to prove that he can lead a team.
Most definitely.
And I mean lead a team from a facilitation point of view, you know what I mean? Even prior to LeBron being there, and he was younger those years, you know what I mean, before LeBron got there. So you're giving the benefit of that. He's been to 3 straight finals. He's not the same player. But the role he was forced to play was not forced to play. That's probably not the right phrase to put it. But he was kind of like a 2 guard. You understand? He was like a come in and put buckets up. And LeBron was the point guard. He was the facilitator. That's Kyrie's job now. And one of the things I didn't really see even when LeBron was out, and it's proven by their Cleveland's record when LeBron was out, they didn't win. You understand? And you could make the argument, and it's a fair argument, that the team was built around LeBron's talents, you understand, the facilitation. But during those times, Kyrie was still play that same role. He's a get buckets guy, man. That's his game, you know. So it'd be interesting to see, can he turn into that? I'm talking about that old Isaiah Thomas. Can he be putting up buckets and keep everyone in the game?
I believe that's in him because the school he went to and him playing Team USA basketball. He wouldn't just be thrown there for the sake of it. You know, the Duke coach wouldn't just pull him up, put him in a position because he's from Duke. You know, he's won European basketball. He won international basketball accolades. Yeah, so I think he can handle the pressure.
Of course he can.
And handle being a point guard that will run the show. The problem is I don't know what he was looking for. I'm trying to understand what from a player's perspective, what he was trying to look for.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, you're the best team in the East.
Okay, so you mean by
leaving and going to there
and asking for a trade? You mean? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. You know, you want to, you can't, you know, you don't want to go west. You can't get a good trade to go west somewhere. I heard that a trade was available. They talked about going to Golden State for the 2
Klay
Klay Thompson, but that got quickly squashed. You know, for me, I'm looking at it from this. Your player, your ability is this. You get to play. Okay, it's not a point guard position, but you get to do what you get to do something active on the ball, playing wise, and you leave that roster with the greatest player in the Eastern Coast and in the NBA. You leave him to do your thing, but will the team that you have still be good enough to eclipse LeBron's team?
I don't know if he's even worried about that. I think he just doesn't want that Scottie Pippen factor to be known as the Batman, you know, the Robin to the Batman. You know what I mean? No matter where Scottie Pippen goes, everyone's like, he ain't shit without Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And Kyrie's just like, yo, I want my own identity, man. I don't want to be associated with Cleveland anymore. I just want to be me, and I'm the top boy. Wherever I went, I played ball. People knew who I was.
The whole story about him wanting his own team, quote unquote, that was just a lot of sports writers coming out and saying their piece on it, interpreting. You ain't heard nothing from Kyrie. We ain't heard a word from Kyrie in terms of what his real intentions were. True. Bottom line, he wanted away from Cleveland. You know, so what you just said is very correct. But also, I think he just wanted to get away from LeBron as well, man. You understand? And not necessarily LeBron as far as LeBron, the whole aura of that, and it's so all encompassing and so dominating. LeBron's just such a dominant personality, it would never be his team.
That's what I'm
It would
saying.
never be his team.
Cleveland's LeBron City.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
In hindsight, not in hindsight, in another dimension to what you're saying, wouldn't LeBron leaving next year leave the team for Kyrie to do whatever he wanted to do?
I ain't worried about that. That's what he just said, man. He wanted to get away from that whole thing. He just wanted a fresh start, man. Just do something new.
You're not going to a fresh start franchise. You're going to one of the most decorative franchises that demand basketball
You're
excellence.
going to a fresh start, a whole new squad, man.
Yeah, ultimately he wasn't a free agent, so he didn't have much choice on where he was going to be shipped to anyway. But I think it's just like, as long as he wasn't in Cleveland anymore, he wasn't under LeBron's umbrella or aura or whatever LeBron has over the city, the club. LeBron is LeBron. And I think, Kyrie, bless him, man. They keep saying it takes courage for him to do that, and I think he does to some degree, to admit that you are who you are and you still think that he's a top boy without a top boy, and this is his chance to prove it. And if he falls flat on his face, it can happen. But we saw what happened to Russell Westbrook without Kevin Durant. Will Kyrie be
But
the
in
same
this day and
type of player?
age, alright, I hear what you're saying in that part, but them man on the West Coast.
That
In this day and age, a lot of players are jumping from one team and they're going to that big team, that super team, make super teams and everything else. Will Kyrie in a couple of seasons realise that him leaving Cleveland with a team with that type of talent? Kobe apologised to Shaq.
True.
Yeah, everyone don't want to know that bit. Kobe engineered that move for Shaq to end up out of the team.
But at the time, it was the right move for Kobe at that time, Whether or not in hindsight it was correct, end of the day he went away, or Shaq went away, Kobe's team, there was that transition period. Still had to wait till Powell came back and they had a team that was capable of winning the championship. When I say unproven, not just Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, still unproven to play a dominant role. They got the young guy coming in, Tatum, still unproven, Gordon Hayward, seeing how he'll step forward, man. Let's talk about Gordon Hayward. Is he ready to step forward and really justify the move that he made and step forward and still be a dominant or be more dominant than he was at Utah?
But I think he fits in terms of personality.
Yeah, because he's his own coach. He's going to play for his
Well,
own
that's
coach.
what I'm saying. And I think, just people kind of love him just because he's got a kind of demeanour. You know what I mean? That, kind of old Larry Bird-esque type feel about him. Even to his kind of game. He's not kind of overly aggressive, but he can still get the job done. He has got playoff experience. He's a valid player. I mean, I've seen him every time he plays LeBron, he's hit buzzer beaters for Utah. So the guy's no slouch.
Yeah, but I have to say something about
plays in the
Utah.
West.
I have to say something about Utah.
Okay.
Until you've played in that altitude. Yeah, until you've played like they're up in there. The altitude's a different environment. Okay. He's playing at an advantage. Utah Jazz play at an advantage. Okay. You have to be a special type of athlete to play at that altitude. To come there and play. If you live there, you get used to it. Okay. And you being that high up, you benefit from it. Okay. Denver and Utah, you can benefit fitness-wise from it. Okay. For me, I'm going to look at his ability when he comes away from Utah and into Boston and see how his game's going to develop. Okay. Remember now, he's got a bigger target on his back, in my honest opinion, because he's gone to this squad where his coaches, his old coaches at, and now Kyrie's come there as well. So whose team is it going to be?
Well, I think ultimately Kyrie's going to have the ball more so in his hands than Gordon, just because he's a better ball handler and because Gordon, that's just not his game. You know what I mean?
It is his game.
He's a facilitator.
He's a facilitator as well.
He had the ball in his hands plenty, man. He's a very good facilitator.
I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying he's not going to be the one to bring it up the floor. He's not a Draymond Green, catch it and run and then distribute. He's more of a half court, I get it, and then I dish it in the half court and get double team. Fair enough. But I'm saying, they'd always find room to share the ball and do whatever. But I just think ultimately, in terms of team, Kyrie is the more supreme player. I think Kyrie and Gordon have been on the same US team, and Kyrie's outshone Gordon. So I
think that's more a case of his coach, the coach knowing him more than and knowing what he wants from that position. Because obviously the coach on the floor is the point guard position. or should be the point guard position. So when Coach K was there, I've got Kyrie there. I want Kyrie to execute what I want, what I'm looking for. He knows this already, you know. And then when the wing players come in, I'm sorry, if LeBron's in the squad or Carmelo's in the squad, the reality is that you're never going to be the number one option if them two men are in the squad.
But okay, I mean, I'm not going to disagree because you know I kind of agree with what you're saying, but ultimately, I still don't think Hayward has got that kind of persona of, as soon as I get over half court, give me the ball, I'm the man. He's not. That's not his.
No, but I'm not claiming that.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in terms of someone's team, you know, what I mean, straight away, you know, he's not that kind of dominant alpha male. He's a kind of in between kind of character where he's like, yo, give me the ball, I do my job. You know, what I mean, it's pretty much I go to work, I do my job. You know, I may sink under the radar, but you know, I'll get it done. I'll give you 20 points a game and stuff like that. Whereas Kyrie's just saying, I want to be the alpha male. I want to be this. I want to be this. I'm this. I'm this. I'm a superstar. I'm an all-star. I'm this. I'm this. So it's, in terms of team, I think people automatically are going to go straight to Kyrie, whether you know it's the coach or the fans or whoever. So just my opinion, but I don't know, man. In terms of like looking at the team now, in terms of them making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's unproven, but at the same time, they've still got a lot of experience there. Al Horford's there, you know. You've got Marcus Smart who's there, you know. But it's just whether, I don't know how they're going to stagger through, you know, the regular season. In fairness, whether they'll get a good position.
I think they will improve gradually as the season goes on.
Marcus Smart.
I don't think they're going to be as good at the beginning of the season as they will be at the
They've
end.
lost, you're right.
You know,
Yeah, they've lost most of their team.
they've lost so much of their team. We didn't talk about Amir Johnson, even though he played sparingly last year. We didn't talk about Kelly Olynyk, also gone. Look, it's a whole new team, man. And I think, just like we talked about in the Cleveland cast, are they going to be as good as they were last year? The same question with Boston, man. They're going to be as good as last year. They're a whole new team.
I said to what? Well, we said Cleveland were going to be better than last year on paper, but I don't think the Celtics are better on paper.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But chemistry-wise and the offense that Brad Stevens will run, I think that will give them a different dynamic. As you said, you know, even with bringing the balls up and down the floor, you mentioned Kyrie coming down. I have a feeling that they're going to run similar offenses where that they did with Isaiah Thomas, where he got the ball at high post. He didn't bring the ball down the floor. It was a motion offense. Players were going everywhere, and the options were this, and that. Now, obviously, Kyrie is a better option, offensive option than Isaiah, and in a way, well, you could honestly say this as well, that Gordon Hayward is a better offensive option than Jay Crowder.
Of course he is.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
So within his offense, he can have those guys there, but on the inside to sustain or protect the basket, I see two centers, two big men, three big men.
They ain't even got any big men. I mean,
You know, Aaron Baines and Al Horford.
But Baines is not a star, man.
And then you've got the twin brother, Morris
is
coming off as who's going to be in between.
I never know which one is which, man. I can't differentiate their games.
I blame their mother and father for them two the same names.
And listen, rebounding was an issue for Boston last year, man. And you can make the argument that they lost, you know, that there a lot of big men that were rebounding or were contributing to the rebounding, and this can still going to be an issue for this guys this year. The way they're projected right now,
What'd you give him?
Morris is going to start at the 4.
Yeah.
You know, Morris is going to start at the 4.
So
Horford's going
really
to start at the
small.
5.
Yeah.
You know, Horford in himself, he's really a power forward. You understand? But he's been playing centre since he got in the league, more or less.
Yeah.
Those years at Atlanta. So it's going to be an interesting thing. I'll tell you what, man. This is, regardless of what they're going to be a very interesting, entertaining team to watch. Whether or not they're going to be better than the Milwaukees and the Washingtons and the Torontos, that's not a given at all.
But what do you say? What do you say from your personal?
From my personal point of view,
Yeah. What would you give them? What would you give them? You know, finishing the Eastern Conference. I mean,
They're gonna be top 4.
Finishing the regular season.
I think they're going to be a top 4 team.
Did they make the Eastern Conference Finals?
You know what I mean? Eastern Conference Finals. It's a possibility as it stands. It's a possibility. I can't project and say yes definitively at this particular moment, because Toronto, because Washington, because Milwaukee, they're no pushover teams, man. You know, and it's going to be a competitive East, as much as people saying the East are diluted, within the East itself, you know, you've got a lot of upcoming teams that young guys are just maturing. You know, Philadelphia. What's we got next?
Milwaukee, obviously.
Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Washington, Toronto,
Miami.
There you go. That's the other team. You know, so it's gonna be an interesting dynamic, but they're gonna have a period of adjustment while the team forms. But I tell you what, I trust Brad Stevens. You know, a very, very astute young coach. Very good demeanor, good authority. I think the guys love playing for him. I think the chemistry on the team's going to be good. Then again, you know, saying that, you know, you know, Kyrie, you know, he can be quite a mercurial type character. Okay. You know, is he going to be able to lead? You understand? Like, they seemed to feed off Isaiah's energy last year, man.
Yeah.
It was their emotional leader.
Got little man syndrome. You understand? He's just like
and the fans loved
chip
him.
on his shoulder.
He was just hard.
Man.
Mighty Mouse, man.
Then you got Jay Crowder was just tough as nails, and then you got Bradley was tough as nails.
They're very blue collar.
Woo!
Very blue collar last year.
Yeah,
and this year they're very. That's what I'm saying. This year they seem very. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting, man.
Skill based. I'll wait for the season to start before I can choose like if they're more skill based, because
they're more skill based, man. They got Kyrie, they got Gordon Hayward, man.
But they've lost a hell of a lot.
They got Tatum, but
they've lost a hell of a lot, and they're relying on some rookies now.
I'd make the argument that they've replaced more grit and grind with more skill. You know, so we'll see, man. This will be an interesting season for Boston this year. Regardless, even if they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, they're in a better position than they were, because come to the end of the season, they would have had to make the decision: are we going to pay Isaiah? They don't have to worry about that anymore. They gave up the high Brooklyn draft pick, but they still have high draft pick. Still got the Lakers pick.
Yeah.
If the Lakers pick falls between, I think, like 2 and 6 or 2 and 5, something like that, they get that pick from the Lakers. Yeah. You understand?
But I don't like.
Man, they got a slew of draft picks still to keep.
I know what they're doing.
I don't like what they did with the Isaiah. I don't like it.
You don't like the trade for them?
Morally, I think they did it wrong.
Hey man,
I know it's a business. I know it's a business, but morally, they did it wrong. I feel. Yeah, the man last season, sister died, comes straight afterwards, shows his compassion to the things. Boston is not a crowd that takes talent lightly. They pay respect where respect is due.
True.
And they paid him that respect. And I understand the business side of it. I understand that part. You know, and obviously they've got physical people, they've got their medical people there that can see into his environment and understand that 160 plus or 150 plus million, I know it just, I'm rolling off my tongue, it's nothing, is a lot of money to give to that individual.
They got my side, look at their team.
But
they got Al Horford 6'10", Aaron Baines 6'10", everyone else is under 6'10". Al Horford averaged 7 rebounds a game last year. You know what I mean? Aaron Baines is a bruiser, he'll do a job off the bench, but as you said, Pete, he ain't a starter. It's going to be interesting, man. They might need to
get some more trades going on.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. I think they're the unfinished product. They're an unfinished product. They're going to make some more adjustments. What will they be? I don't know. Because I didn't see this Kyrie Isaiah trade happening.
Did you guys watch Jason? Did you watch Jason Tatum in Summer League?
Yeah, I watched Jason, and you know he looked like he was a bit of a baller. But they're all ballers in the Summer League, and his game looked like he was trying to do almost not too much, but trying to show that he's a natural kind of baller in the league. And I just thought, you know what, he's not there, man. You know what I mean? I bet he'll probably be like No, but he'd be like, what's his name? Who's the one for the Lakers, man? The tall, skinny one for the Lakers.
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram. He's going to be a Brandon Ingram, man. He's going to come in, probably have about 4 points a game, man. Just because when you come in...
He's a better scorer than Brandon Ingram was.
Yeah, but I think I don't know, man. I think you've got to be... Summer League... I think you've got to just kind of play one thing, be smart with it. You know what I mean? I saw Jaylen Brown do some couple of things and I thought, you know what, you don't need to do it, man, because you've really established who you are.
I'll say this. Jason Tatum, his game, he's a scorer.
But it's like watching Chris Dunn.
Let me finish. He's a scorer. And in the summer league, him and Jaylen Brown, they were the men. They were the man on the team, so they could take their shots. They ain't gonna be the man in the regular season. Now, what else has he got to his game to fill that role, to fill that niche? Can he do other things to stay on the floor when he's not getting, 15 shots, 20 shots? Like he was in summer league. That's gonna be interesting, man.
Bottom line, feel comfortable coming off the bench.
Bottom line, is a rookie. Is Jaylen Brown? Has he got the game? Has he got the outside shot? Has he? I like his demeanor, man. I like him. I think he's a guy that's got that mentality, that tough as nails, bring it mentality. But has he got the game so far to go along with it, man? He's only 20, man. He's only a second-year player. Boston, a lot of questions, to be honest, man.
Are they still a developing team? Is this a team that is built upon LeBron leaving Cleveland after this season? Is that where this team is headed?
Good point.
Is that where this team is trying to get to? Because with their drafts, they can make some additional adjustments at the end of this coming up season to get in players that they need to get in to help them. Well, that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think everyone's on that plateau in terms of from the East, man. You know what I mean? Everyone's just wondering what's going to happen to LeBron because LeBron runs the East, man. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, I think Boston, Danny Ainge, I think he's messed up the team, man. Team chemistry, I think he's messed it up in terms of, I think the heart of the team has been taken out. You know what I mean? He's taken out some key pieces. Bradley, Crowder, Thomas.
He's lost 5 players. He's lost five players.
It's not that. He's just taken out the heart. And I think, so no matter who you put in, you have to kind of rebuild and you need natural chemistry.
That's going to take time.
And that's, to me,
the game of basketball is not just about basketball, man. It's about all the other stuff. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I think they'll probably make the top 4, but by a stretch. And in the playoffs, they may make second round. Whether they make beyond that.
And I go back to the question you asked me: are they going to make these finals?
Yeah, don't know.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Are there other teams out there that could cause some problems?
I don't think so.
As great as Kyrie is,
Kyrie's not going to be.
Are there other players in the team? Because look at the finals like last year, the NBA finals last year. LeBron and Kyrie stood up to Durant and Curry. And there was no one else on Cleveland's side that could stand up to the rest of them. Even just do defensively stop them. Now, if I'm going to use the same mindset, the same premise to evaluate the Boston versus Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, hypothetically speaking, after Isaiah, who's going to match up to LeBron? So Isaiah and Kyrie will match up with each other. Who's the second person on that team? Who's the third person on that team that will match up with the third person on Cleveland's squad? Or the fourth person on Cleveland's squad? How do they match up?
You project their starting line. Kyrie's going to start.
Yeah.
They're going to run Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown at the 2.
They'll probably be a rookie.
Hayward at the 3. Morris at the 4. And Horford at the 5. Then you've got Rozier. You got Tatum coming off the bench. You got Aaron Baines coming off the bench. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the other guys are unknown commodities. Semi Ojeleye, Gershon Yabusele. Yeah, man, it's a whole new team. It's a whole new team, man. So this is what I think. I think what Rodney said. I think Ainge is looking at. Listen, we ain't gonna beat Cleveland this year. But let's secure this superstar talent in Kyrie. Let's secure his more cap-friendly contract. Let's not worry about Kyrie's injury, Isaiah's injury, or Isaiah re-upping for next season. And then let's build slowly and see where we can get going forward. I think this is a team that's built. You're going to see some progression throughout the year. And when we get into next season, that's going to be the leap forward. But I think this is going to be a year of growing pains for this particular team. Definitely. Guys are young. Horford's the only one that's really, 30 plus. Hayward's 27. Morris as well. Morris is 27. But Rozier 23. Smart 23.
They're all young, man.
They're all young.
Kyrie 25. Tatum 19. Brown. Man,
they're all young. The oldest 2 guys on the team are big men. Baines and Al Horford.
Yeah, and they won't get the ball. So.
They will when they get the rebound.
Ball.
They will when they get the rebound. No, I'm
Miss
playing.
shots,
I'm
man.
playing.
Cool.
Have they got enough players that will play a role? They had those players last year. It's like you're saying, P. They had those players last year. More skilled players, but you've got to be able to do other things, man. There's only one ball. When the ball's not there, and if you're scoring, that's all you do is score. That's a recipe for people exploiting other areas, exploiting you on the balls, exploiting you defensively, exploiting your outside shooting. You know, they weren't not. I know they'll be interested.
I know the game has changed a bit, and you don't need to have big men per se, but you still need a rebounder. You still need them players. You still need them role players that will do good things. Now, on this team, who is that role player? Is it the Morris twin?
Absolutely.
Is it Horford?
You know,
Because
absolutely.
you need someone out there that's going to get the board. Look, the last two teams that have gone to the NBA Finals, what's his name? The one that should be running away from the Kardashian, Tristan Thompson. Yeah, he was that energy for them lot. Yeah, he was that energy for them lot.
Curse.
The Kardashian curse.
Got him,
them
boss.
down there. On Golden State's team, it was Draymond. That he wasn't athletically the player that would jump out the gym, but you know that he would play hard-nosed D.
He knew his role,
He would
yeah.
play. He would grab the balls and do other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
You know, what am I seeing from this team?
Yeah.
You know, they've lost a lot of their identity. They've lost that, in my honest opinion. They've lost that. But we'll wait and see. The season's not even started yet. Trades could happen. Things could be vetoed.
True that. And they signed Shane Larkin, so who knows what the heck will happen to this team. God damn.
Shane Larkin.
Alright, man. That's us. Signing out. Cheers.
94 feet raw.
Rodney and Errol and Patris saying goodbye. Tune in for the next one. Take
Right.
care.
Cheers.
Cheers.